All right, let's get into it, shall we? Top of the agenda, the rollicking events of round 20, which came to a climax late. The best, it seemed, was saved for the MCG, where the Tigers grabbed hold of a season that seemed lost and brought it back to life.
How many years have you had taken off your life in the last 3 months?
Yeah, it's been a challenge, there's no doubt.
Chris, where did it all go wrong, I suppose?
Where did it all go wrong?
What an electric start here from the Lions. They've kicked 6 unanswered.
That vision says it all, doesn't it? Damien Hardwick, head in hand.
Really feels like season on the line for the Tigers.
It was Richmond beating Richmond the first half. You know, we had some really poor errors that gifted them some goals, and you know, we gave away 5 or 6 goals from free kicks again, which we've got to get better. But then the second half, we knew the equation, we knew how we had to play.
It's our best performance at the MCG for quite some time, and I would have thought, this doesn't matter to me, but I would have thought anyone watching the game would have thought it was a fantastic game of football.
We knew once we did get that part of our game up to speed, we'd be hard to beat.
Coming back, coming. Look at that. Rewalt makes it 3 in a row into the open goal. Back to 25 points. The Tigers are back big time.
There's Chris Fagan, who, for the first time this afternoon, doesn't look so calm.
The Tigers are back.
The good thing and the challenging thing at times is when you're 38 points down, you know, the players can go one of 2 ways, but I think it's a measure of the group, and we've been through some tough weeks, no question. What this means, well, we can only wait and see.
Rioli from 50 launches. Tigers are in front. Mitch Robinson, he's missed. Scores level.
Mistakes happen in football. I don't tend to pay out on my players for that. We'd probably go back to things that happened earlier in the game and might have allowed Richmond to score a goal or stopped us from getting a goal. So they tend to get highlighted because they were late in the piece. But there would have been other moments in the game too that would have let us down.
60 seconds spot on. Here they go. Graham out of the middle. A long ball inside 50. Mark to the back, and it'll be paid here to Gardner. Oh, played on and coughed it up. This is going to be the game right there. It's going to be the Tigers' ball game.
Yeah, you just got to make sure that your run is at the right time. You know, we know that, we understand that.
It's going to be the Tigers who keep their season alive, and Tom Lynch with his 4th goal. Siren's going to sound. Tigers are going to win. Tigers are alive. Tigers are alive in 2022.
I thought our boys were incredibly brave, the way they come back 38 points down against a rampaging Brisbane. I thought was, yeah, it showed their character and probably in fairness how much I love Shane Edwards.
They were 42 points down. They looked done and dusted, and a famous win.
What a wild story arc that was. Richmond saving Richmond after the weeks of Richmond killing Richmond.
You couldn't pick a better Sunday afternoon to watch a fabulous game of football like that. It was just awesome. God, they got some ticker, haven't they? They have got some ticker, the Tigers. And when they go into their mode, and Damien Hubbard likes to say, playing a Richmond way. And what is that? What is a Richmond way? A Richmond way is that every time there's a loose ball, it gets swamped on by Tigers. And if they get there first, the opposition, the Tigers are there to swamp them then. And then it balls out, and then there's someone there to get it from Richmond. It is just an all-on mess. A pile-on to get the ball, and when they get it, it's away. It is such a frantic game, and, you know, that momentum, confidence grows from it. It's like, right, we're all in, yep, let's go. It was spectacular to watch. What happened?
Yep.
From the
speed was electrifying. Oh. In the stands, they went from marking their records. Who are we trading? Who are we delisting? Who are we retiring? Oh, this could still all happen.
Yeah, they did. I want to ask you, Jared, because I know my thoughts on him. When you look at Shea Bolton play, and there he is hugging the captain in the background, and Cochin and Jacka, the veterans, are showing the reasons why they're going to go on next year. When you see Shea Bolton play, what do you think? What do you say?
There aren't many like him, are there? So he's pure speed on speed. and when the ball goes anywhere near him, you want to have your wits about you.
Do you think if Chris Fagan, I'm going to ask him in the box, who is on Bolton? How many times does the ball get spat out and there's Bolton and Sean Burgoyne used to be called Silk. I mean, fair income, this guy is just like, pouring a milk, mate. He just flows with the ball. He blends into the ground. The footy blends into his hands.
If he ever learns to take all of his chances, because he gets so many looks.
You know what he does? He kicks the ball so furiously. So he's like a glider, but as soon as he gets into kicking sort of mode, he slams it onto his boot as hard as he possibly can. If he can get some better, but he's electrifying. He's a beautiful player.
So what about them? They're 10.5 wins with 3 to play.
They're going to win 7. Well, I was talking to my Richmond friends on the weekend and before the game, and they were saying, we can win 8 straight. 8 straight and we win the grand final.
Yeah, that's a lot of forecasting.
But that's a lot of confidence.
Will they have a place on the grid? That's the question.
Yeah, they're going to be a place on the grid, no doubt. No doubt. We always talk about your best football, and we spoke last week about Melbourne. We saw Melbourne's best footy against Brisbane. Brisbane have seen 2 teams put in their best football this year and got beaten in both of them. Melbourne's football's really, really good. Richmond's football on the weekend, that second half, that's crackerjack. That's top of the pops, isn't it? That's taken you a long way. So, yeah, Tiger fans, are they sitting at home right now, Jared, looking at us two saying, we can win 7 in a row?
They're all sitting there doing the ladder predictor, just trying to make sure they get from 9th and in to open up that opportunity.
But anything can happen with Richmond. We've seen that in the last month, haven't we?
They're going to have to do it without Dylan Grimes. That much seems fairly clear. I imagine this comes back as a pretty standard 3-week hamstring.
It's not a great time of year to get injured, but yeah, I'm still hopeful at this stage. I'm still kind of riding the high from a good win last night, so yeah, trying to stay positive. And yeah, as I said, I'll see what the docs say, but yeah, I'm not putting a line through the season at all. So I'm hopeful that Tigers can keep winning and give me every opportunity to get back.